when to use AI versus a human. So what's happening with AI right now, man? It's scary, and for a few reasons. Initially, people feel like it's taking their job. Do you get rid of that position? Do you use AI? Where do you find that balance?
The scary thing is eventually they are going to outsmart us.
People who are unknowing, they will take something as very real, which is scary because people are going to be lied to, basically. If you look at video created a year ago and you look at video created today, it's mind-blowing.
I mean, and then the big question that we have here is the AI versus human. Now, looking into your space,
we're connected to infinite intelligence with God, right? And consciousness. Consciousness is still something that they cannot even put a pin on.
AI doesn't create art. AI creates digital stuff. It remembers everything that has ever been done, but it's not thinking about what hasn't been done necessarily.
Until general AI.
Right.
This is where owners need to fight for the human space in that room.
Right. So these are all these questions. It's like they're very esoteric, very I think even spiritual, right? It's like what is actual human agency?
Using AI will be second nature, and you're going to be required to even understand how to prompt.
Mm-hmm. So what we're going to be seeing is people who don't know how to solve problems, they're going to start going by the wayside.
Like, let's not be insane and stupid.
All right, guys, we are back in the tool room. Got myself, Richie, with your builder mindset, Sage, our visionary operator, and Mario, our branding strategist, bringing us three together to try to solve the world's issues, but even more so our backyard here in Hawaii, the island. We have a lot of challenges in the entrepreneur world. We're just going to keep digging at some of these top trending topics and just give whatever we can and being open to God's wisdom to pour through into this circle. So let's go. The tool room is open and live. Let's go. All right. So my first question to get the conversation going, guys, is here we go. When to use AI versus a human. So what's happening with AI right now, man? It's scary, and for a few reasons. Initially, people feel like it's taking their job. Like, hey, I used to do this, and now they can put AI systems in place, and I'm losing my job. I'm gonna have to change all these years of experience and years of history I put in. But then there's a balance from a business owner perspective. Do you get rid of that position? Do you use AI? Where do you find that balance? So when do you use AI versus a real human person in positions? And that's what's trending right now and what people are trying to navigate. So let's Sage. Sage is a fire starter. He's a speaker. he's live. What is your first take on, like, how do we jump into this conversation, man? Like, where do we start? Do we define what AI is, where it's come from, or?
I mean, yeah, I guess you define AI as a tool, and what can the tool do?
Right.
So I guess we can start there.
Yeah, let's give it a definition so we all are on the same page of what we're talking about here. What is AI?
A co-pilot. That's what I would say. It's a very highly intelligent it's a highly intelligent co-pilot. That's what.
Yeah, I think it's a continuous learning co-pilot, like with unending opportunity to grow and learn. Right. And I like the term co-pilot. I think if you use it as a co-pilot, it's extremely powerful. I don't think it's ready for.
I mean, my first introduction was 2023. I remember it came out, ChatGPT. I think it was OpenAI. And I still use that to this day as a language model. And I remember just pumping in like trial and error, like, what is this? Let me try it. In the speed that it can compute some answers blew my mind. This is 2 years ago now, right? 2.5. I just remember thinking, wow, this is interesting. And how it would rewrite what I'm putting out. So you had these things that could grammar check. And so there's already kind of like models out there to kind of do it, specific things. But this kind of took my overall thought and just redid it.
Yeah.
And I was like blown away. And I felt like I had a secret weapon for a year.
Yeah,
like,
you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I mean, you still do, right? Because not everybody knows how to use the tool.
Yeah.
You know, how many construction workers are out there that have been working for 5-10 years and still probably could use some extra training on the tools. Yeah. And so I think like the new things, the new like the new skills that are emerging within people that they didn't realize that they had is prompt engineering, right? Now it is important to know how to communicate. It's important to know how to articulate your thoughts. Why? Well, because it determines the quality of a response back, right? It's the same thing when you talk to a human or you delegate, right? That's how I look at AI. AI to me is another delegation. It's another agent to delegate to, right? So it's a tool. And us now, we need to be able to pretty much have buy-in on vision. Like, this is what I am trying to do, and now I need you to then respond to me in this way, right? And so I think what's going to happen is the really, really good, skillful ones is they're going to have to think in systems. You're going to have to already think in systems, right? You're going to have to know, like, to an extent of what it is that you are trying to achieve. What is my goal, right? What is your role? And then you're going to have to know the roles in a sense, right? Like I may want marketing. I may want to do marketing, but yet not this marketing tactic is not necessarily a branding tactic, right? And there's two different things, right? There's a designer and a developer. They play two different roles, right? So you'd have to actually know your stuff still.
Yeah. Yeah. So AI is not just creating fun new pictures.
No.
It's not just how do I communicate this better to my friend or spouse. Like, it actually is used as an engine or a tool in back end of businesses to automate things, right? Like, I remember jumping on.
Or to help you with making decisions. That's what I think is good too, right? You mentioned something earlier about it computed so fast. So it processed extraordinarily quickly, and then it responded and gave you an output that was highly intelligent, right? With the frameworks and everything.
And to break down how AI works, it is not general AI yet, where it's computing its own thoughts. It's taking existing patterns and thoughts and collectively using them for the best response, right? Is that how AI works?
It's how it's being trained right now. Yeah. So we're training the AI right now currently, right? Go.
No. This is more for the team. Like, do you know more into how AI actually works? Share.
No, yeah. So like you're training so right now we're training these LLMs, these these learning language models. We're training them right now, right? And we're teaching them how to communicate, because you still have to connect the dots, right? Eventually though, the scary thing is eventually they are going to outsmart us. So there is a thing right now where people are worried that it will, but it just depends on how much power we give it, right? So that's one side. However, the way I look at it is that we are connected to infinite intelligence with God, right? And consciousness. Consciousness is still something that they cannot even put a pin on, right? It's this supernatural thing, that's this consciousness. However, we all have this brain, but yet we forget more than we remember, right? I mean, you don't remember.
I feel like I can agree with that statement.
Yeah, right. Like we don't remember our first birthday, but we were alive. We witnessed it. We were there, right? It was for us, but we don't remember our first birthday. I don't remember being in a womb and then coming out and seeing the light. Right? I don't, but AI will. Because AI will remember everything that you give it, right?
And that's what blows my mind.
So it's able to process. Now imagine, right? Like, I've learned Spanish before, some Japanese, and etc. Now imagine if I could remember what I've learned. Everything that I've learned, right? And then how fast would I be able to compute?
Yeah.
So AI is that. It's this really cool storage base that I like to say. It's the greatest library that can speak back to you.
Yeah.
And that's what AI is.
And it's Mario, like, how have you seen in your world AI as a tool, an operator or whatever? How have you guys used it in your guys' space of branding, marketing, sales?
Well, I think there's a lot of movement towards, digital image creation or logo creation or even video creation that's actually getting really, really good. It still feels like odd, like if you're looking at generated video, it still feels not real. But to people who are unknowing, like they will take something as very real, which is scary because people are going to be, there's deep fakes and there's all these like, people are going to be lied to basically. So, there's advancements that are taking over. Like if you look at video created a year ago and you look at video created today, it's mind blowing what the video is capable of now, what the AI model is capable of.
So good.
So in that space, it depends on what you're asking, but the visual and image creation models are getting infinitely better daily, and it's really, really interesting. So I haven't played with too much video prompt manipulation and stuff like that, because it's a lot. Like if you think you're trying to like create a good prompt to get a response, try creating a prompt for a scene of a video. That thing's going to be, pages long.
Well, to speak into that real quick, I have messed around with it.
I played it too,
and what I've learned is, and don't forget your thought, is what you were saying, prompt engineering. So prompt engineering, you can also use it as a tool to create your prompts, prompts to create prompts, right? Mm-hmm. And so you can eventually create this master prompt for video. But what I want you to continue, because my experience and the challenge I've had in video AI is you create this awesome prompt. You create even the picture you agree with, then you plant that picture in a tool we're going to call VO3, which is available now with Google, that you plug in now the picture that can turn it. Artlist also has it, by the way, for anybody who wants tools out there. But you plug in the picture and then the picture turns into the video, right? Yeah. But the consistency is off. It's hard to develop the consistent character, the consistent scenery, and carrying that through into multiple scenes. But we got to be, with AI prompting and tools that are being developed at the speed rate we're at, that it's going to clean up sooner or later.
Well, I mean, it's Sora 2 just came out.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, bro,
come on.
Yeah.
Sora's really, really good. Yeah.
So continue your thought. I just want to share. My experience has been rough getting the consistency.
Yeah. I mean, the consistency is getting better. And there's also specific models out there. Because I had to like basically survey all the video kind of world right now. And Sora's really good. Kling is interesting. Kling's really good too. And they all have these like little tweaks in them that like, oh, this feels really good. This feels really natural. This, there's, because the way they're building those AI engines for the video manipulation. So really it's going to get better and it's going to get faster. And what I see now is like what a really incredible tool will be in the future is basically just telling it, kind of say, oh, I kind of want this. And then it basically just generates a flawless prompt for you, right? Say, hey, what style do you want? Hey, this. And so it's actually asking you what kind of stuff that you want, and it's generating the prompt behind the scenes. So I see that as more interfacey stuff that's going to be coming out very soon.
I mean, and then the big question that we have here is the AI versus human. Now looking into your space, it's like we're becoming, and you're an artist, like everyone, Mario's an artist, like he can draw, right? And that's why he's probably in the graphic world and branding and things like that. So it's like tomorrow's group of artists are voice artists.
I think kind of. AI doesn't create art. AI creates just digital stuff, right? It doesn't know what it's doing. So it's not creating art. It's creating stuff that looks like art, but it's not art. If you're going to push into that, I have friends that are artists. Like I can't replicate their mind. I can't pull out their brain and like create something from their brain. I can tell the prompt to do something in the style that they've already done, but what they do next, what AI does right now currently, is everything that's ever been done. It again, back to the remembering thing. It remembers everything that has ever been done.
Yeah.
right? But it's not thinking about what hasn't been done necessarily
until general AI comes
until
out.
general AI, right? So the interesting thing about art is, what is art? And I think those are the questions that are happening right now. It's like, what is art? What is film? What is, what are ideas? Right. So these are all these questions. It's like, they're very esoteric and they're very, like, I think even spiritual, right? It's like, what is actual human agency? Like what are we looking at with AI? And I think it's gonna get interesting in a scary way.
So for the media creator or branding artist out there, or any artist and video, whatever it is, where's the human factor gonna live in the future? Like, with all these different tools coming out and potentially general AI hitting the market probably very soon, where is that? When to use AI and when to use human? What would be your give to the listeners? This is where owners need to fight for the human space in that arena.
I think the thing that I'm seeing, and that I'm, that in the space of, if we're going to look at the branding, graphic design, all that stuff space, if you know how to think, like a designer, a true designer is not somebody that knows how to use Canva or Photoshop. Is like, I know how to use. That's not a designer. A designer solves problems. You're a problem solver. I just do it in a visual way, right? I solve problems. That's what my training has taught me to do, solve problems. So if I can solve that problem quicker, or get more inspiration for my problem solving at the tap of a button, or at a speaking of a prompt, I'm going to do that, because what's my goal? My goal is to solve problems. So what we're going to be seeing is people who don't know how to solve problems, they're going to start going by the wayside, because they're going to become obsolete, because this is going to sound very, very, very hard to hear, but like, they've always been obsolete because they've never been actually using their brain to solve the problems that need to be solved. They can make stuff, but that's gone now. If you can make stuff, cool, but what was the thought behind that? Are you just doing what you're told to do? Well, that's what the AI model's doing.
And that's kind of like the whole substance of what we're even doing here, and even talking about AI and the human part is, what is the reason? At the end of the day, business owners are potentially created not to just go on vacation. Again, we've had this conversation, but to solve problems and solve needs and whatnot. And that's at least what we're trying to gear for the future in our conversations. And so basically the tool is, if you're out there now, you're basically, think of yourself of a problem solver in your craft. And use your craft as the tool.
Absolutely. And so, like, if my problem is to solve, or if my responsibility is to solve this certain type of problem, and now I see AI and I can solve that problem in 10% of the time that it used to take me, I'm going to do that. Now, what's that going to mean for the people that work for me? Well, either I train them to continue to be essential and assets for the company and move us forward, or they're just kind of going to be kind of dead weight in my system, right? So how, as being responsible, that's another problem I'm going to have to solve as a business owner, right? It's like, are my people obsolete because this tool is so powerful, or can I make them even more impactful in my business and train them to use the tool even better, so that I don't have to only use the tool, right?
I would even add, from just my world of building, that prepare yourself to be a problem solver using your craft. But I think we need to prepare phenomenal decision makers, because what's going to happen at the end of the day, you're going to get tons of opportunity solutions. What's the best one?
Oh, you need to know how to think. And you need to know how to see, like you were talking about before. There's a vision, right? You have to know what's going to get me to my vision most efficiently and responsibly, in this world.
I think I mean, like you said, right? Like the vision, like you need to know what the objective is already. And then you kind of also need to know what the key results is to achieve that objective already. Right. But I mean, you nailed it. We need to be problem solvers, system thinkers, critical thinkers, and we need to be able to understand data and the vision, the North Star, to then allow us to make good decisions.
You just nailed it, bro. That's it. In
That's
summary,
what we need.
That's what we need.
Yeah. And so then then the training becomes, well, then how do you solve problems? How do you know what I mean? And that's not the question, right? And that's why I think the beautiful thing is, Well, I think that's a great takeaway for the listener from what you just said. If they were to just take that and say, okay, how can I master this in my craft? I think you will be a very important human in this AI world, because we are in an AI world. You imagine when internet came, we're in the .com world, and everyone scared and, all this, but we had to prepare ourselves for it. Now you can see the websites are your address for everything. And so AI is coming at that same tsunami level, right? Of just going to take over, and it is what it is. And I think people can learn from history, right? Like you mentioned it, the .com world, right? I mean, I bet you people wished that they were even a part of that, or that they could code, right? Before, if you were it's pretty funny. Like if you look at how things are going, like you would start off, right? Like if you knew how to just turn on a computer and operate the basics of a computer back in the 80s and 90s, you were an engineer, like you were something important. And now almost everybody, it's mandatory.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then even in the .com, right? Like if you could build a website, do HTML, CSS, you were great. You know what I'm saying? You were top dollar. You were a rarity. Now everybody is almost expected to do HTML and CSS, right? And we don't even have to. Why? Because there's drag and drop. Yeah. So you don't even have to know how to code, right? And now you have the software engineers, right? And the builders. So the one thing cool is the construction industry, the service industry. It's going to be very, very hard for
the human application of tools, man. Yeah.
It is. And so like BlackRock is buying up a bunch of electric companies and electricians because, right now is a time to learn how to be a plumber.
Yeah.
And like 100%. But I'm trying to get to the point of that eventually using AI will be second nature, and you're going to be required to even understand how to prompt. And so if we look back, as I was sharing earlier, at our history, like let's not be insane and stupid. Like let's learn from our past. And I share that is because learners are earners, right? So don't miss the wave of Bitcoin, because you kind of did or almost did, but it's still there. You can still play, right? You probably wished you could learn Python a long time ago. By the time you master Python, if you're starting today, 6 months to a year, it might be too late. You won't even really need to use it, but you should still learn these things because that's how AI is. AI is using Python. You should understand the languages, right? And if you want to keep your job, unless you are a master builder, unless you are in a trade that AI needs a robot, which it's going to take more time, then I think it's very important. And I tell people this when they are employees at businesses, is learn everything you can about the trade and the business. Because you can be a great plumber, but if you don't understand where the products come from, how to read the blueprint, how to do X, Y, and Z, like you don't even understand the business aspect of it, then you're just another tool. So don't be a tool, right? Understand the tools around you. And
be the journeyman.
And so we need to learn. We need not be afraid, but we need to step out in courage of, I need to learn, and do not be naive, because that's our problem sometimes is that we're naive to the point of like, if everybody's going that way, I'm going to stay away.
Yeah. And there's the spiritual underlayment too, that people are afraid of what AI could be, what it's doing. You know, I mean, there's some spiritual attachment saying, you know, even the levels calling it the mark of the beast and certain things. But as of right now, it's a tool like the website days that we can use and use it well. And so I want you to speak into the automation side. So as a business owner builder, I have a lot of, is it mundane? Is that the right word?
Mundane.
Like tasks that I literally can do and do very well, but my time is so valuable and to prioritize doing other things. So I usually can delegate those tasks. And then I put a burden sometimes on a project manager that could be doing other things. So he has to delegate. And it's so AI became something I've learned to delegate to.
Yes.
For those mundane tasks. We definitely still need the humans, but there's stuff like just filling out a form, creating the form, that why have a human even have a mundane job like that? You know, I think it's healthy to have AI take away these kind of jobs that are thoughtless.
Yep. Right? I agree.
Like somebody who has to keep printing paper all day.
Yeah. I agree.
And picking it up, putting it, like that can actually make a human go crazy. We do have jobs and they're like, you know, these warehouse jobs, but the mental health of these people aren't there because it's just, there's no life in there. They're probably not even looking at it as a career unless they've already put in 20 years to get 15 more cents an hour. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like, so I think AI is an advantage in the automation world. Can you speak into?
Oh, AI is an advantage in any world, I think. No, for real. Like even in the construction world, like you just said it. You know, you utilizing AI in construction to make better decisions, right? I mean, there's tools right now with AI that you can just point a laser and it will, boom, give you all the measurements of the entire room, you know, without you having to pull out a tape measure, you know, and now you can just press a button, do that. So why is that important? Well, okay, cool. Now I know the measurements of the room. I can get to work, you know, and I think that's the important part, right? Like the measuring, making sure every inch and millimeter is perfect. Like, okay, I got this exact millimeter, but what is the measurement for? The measurement is to get the job done. I need to understand it. So if AI can help me make a quicker decision or get to what I love to do, right? Like my passion. And that's what I think, that's for the human, right? Is let's like, don't be shy. Let the AI take away the mundane stuff. If I ain't got to check my emails and I can just summarize all my emails and which one's important, which one's spam, and like just give me boom, then yes, you don't have to do it, EA. Executive assistant. You can now focus on like brainstorming with me. You know, you can focus on making my phone calls. Like, you know, and so I think that executive assistants and I think that VAs and virtual assistants and employees are still important. I also though believe that they need to be trained on how to use AI, or the owner operators or the higher teams, they need to be able to build these systems for them so that when an EA comes in to help you, they're not wasting time checking your emails and reading every single email. They're now just kind of summarizing everything and just pretty much printing the paper and saying, here, boss, I've already read your top ones and this is what it is. Like there's ways that EAs can really still help you. Your project managers, like let them focus on the things that will move the needle forward and that will make them happy with their job.
One of the greatest tools I've seen OpenAI throw into their language model is the study and learn. Because what is happening in the argument out in today's world is we're losing our critical thinking because AI does have that opportunity to do a lot of your thinking for you. So for example, with the EA, your executive assistant coming in, it's one thing to teach them the AI on how to take away those mundane tasks. But I do believe every entrepreneur should understand and take this is they need to learn how to stack the paper before they remove that paper stacking task. So study and learn, instead of giving you the answer, it gives you the answer in a way to understand it, what you're reading, versus just giving you the problem. It basically breaks down the math. If you're asking for what's 2 + 2, it doesn't just say 4 now. It says, this is how I arrived at 4. 4 is your answer. And so schools are starting to implement the study and learn tool,
Smart.
because it's helping you understand
Mm-hmm.
what you're learning, and it does it really fast, right? And so I mentioned that to say that I think it's very important for business owners. Don't just automate without learning what you're automating,
Boom.
Yep.
because that to me is the highest value to me as a builder, as I've built houses before. Now I don't mind automating it because I understand how it's built.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can understand what are truly mundane tasks and what's truly needs human decision-making, opportunities. And so I would say to those listening is automate the heck out of your business, but understand it before you automate.